Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet. Today I wanted to talk about losing my right to communicate. One of the things that I love about producing these podcasts is it's a right that I have to communicate to a group of people without meddling associated with financial things or what have you. Just me putting ideas out there that people listen to and some people enjoy. I've listened recently, in the past day or so, back to some model rail radios recorded this year. And the thing that struck me through that is that I haven't had an ability to record model rail radio for a number of months. The fact that I record these short funks has really kind of captured time over a much larger, more pervasive time vacuum. When I listen to the model rail radios recorded this year, I'm amazed by the degree of coherency in the way in which I speak. And it strikes me that I feel very much that this has been lost over recent weeks, recent months. When I listen back to this thing, I realize that actually this is a profound right that I feel, my ability to communicate, even about the topic of the hobby of model railroading. And any stopping of this is something that I really need to reflect on very heavily. What happened with Stone Ape happened. It could have been done very differently. At the time, I was just exhausted. I needed to move on. This thing hadn't worked out with Stone Ape. Also, there was concerns that I had quite explicitly that in order to have a deep and political discussion associated with what was occurring, fake news, all this kind of stuff, we needed to have a very real and difficult political discussion associated with the DNC. And if you vote for the DNC, as Heron did, I got no means of communicating with you. You're already buying into a lot of this fakery and nonsense. And you can't, if you listen to them with this context in mind, particularly the last few, Heron just moves on these topics. He doesn't want to talk about them. He doesn't want to explore them. He's not interested. My perspective is that, I think, is a large part of why I want to produce these podcasts, is to provide information to other people as an independent person, points of concern, things that one should look at, things that I feel need to be provided to as many people as possible. With Model Rail Radio, this is just a luxury vehicle that I provide to people, and it's amazing to think about that in that light. This is just something that I do that is to provide a certain group of the population with something that they enjoy. I've reflected heavily that actually the ability to do this communication and what has happened in recent months associated with my inability to do this communication is fundamentally economic. And the way in which that I've created these podcasts, the way in which I've not created any income through these podcasts, the way in which these podcasts have grown in some regard, not grown in other regards, is basically through these initial decisions that I made, these initial choices that I made. And ultimately, looking into the near future, the possibility that these podcasts would just have to stop for a variety of factors fills me with some dread. I joke about, I overanalyze in some regard the choices that many companies have made, many individuals have made associated with how they monetize podcasts. But it strikes me as strange that in not having an ability to create an income and these kind of things, the first thing that stops is the podcasts for me, because finding survival is like number one after that podcast. And I've never really considered properly, well, I have, but I just haven't put any meaningful consideration into the fact that the thing that I get a lot of joy from producing these podcasts, getting them out to people, recording them, putting the ideas out, the fact that I've distanced that from any economic benefit also produces a fragility with regards to these things, which means, when I have to work, I have to work. And because podcasts have never been like that for me, they've been a luxury, fundamentally. My need to work impacts them. And losing my right to communicate, losing my ability to produce these podcasts, losing my ability to produce Noble Ape, for example, as well. These are very real things associated with, what could happen in the future. And I've always weighed against these things. I've always weighed against, stopping Noble Ape or stopping these podcasts or doing a variety of these things. And ultimately, sadly, it may come down to pure economics and survival. And I wonder, in some fundamental sense, if the way that I've created these things in terms of free, present, what have you, this just works against the survival of these things. In some profound sense. Maybe appearing as a talking head periodically, what have you, but not producing the quality of stuff that I've wanted to produce through these recordings. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.